Do you still want to brush these films off as silly kids movies? Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Disney movies that dealt with serious issues. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we'll be discussing not necessarily dark Disney movies, but the films that reflected real-world problems thoughtfully and surprisingly realistically. We'll only be focusing on the animated films today, so no live-action Disney movies like Mary Poppins Returns.
These rooms were always full of magic that's vanished since you went away.
Not only will some of these issues make you think or hit dangerously close to home, but they'll also contain spoilers.
They can't tell me who to be.
Number 10. Tyranny, A Bug's Life.
There's still a few months till the rains come, so you can all just try again.
But Hopper, since it's almost the rainy season, we need this time to gather food for ourselves.
Nature has a certain order, and according to Hopper and his gang of grasshoppers, that order includes a colony of ants giving them food every summer in exchange for protection. Of course, this whole setup is more fascist than they make it sound. Basically, a gang of bikers ruling over an entire village through threats and intimidation to keep them in line.
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up.
Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life!
The truth is that the ants outnumber the grasshoppers, and Hopper knows it. But the colonies become too scared to realize that they can overpower their bullies at any time. Fortunately, like anyone forced to live in a dictatorship, sometimes it just takes one brave soul to take the stand against the crushing supremacy.
I hate to interrupt, but,
Number 9. Climate Change and the Effects of Oil, Cars 2. Cars 2 has been dubbed the worst Pixar film of all time due to its lackluster writing and having Mater be the focus character. But that doesn't mean we should overlook the underlying conflict of the story. The world of sentient automobiles is slowly converting to clean-burning alternative fuel instead of gasoline.
Since then, he sold his oil fortune, converted himself from a gas guzzler into an electric car, and has devoted his life to finding a renewable, clean-burning fuel. Now he claims to have done it with his all-in-all.
This threatens the livelihood of a gang of oil tycoon lemon cars, until their ringleader promotes a fake clean energy source to make alternative fuel look bad so that the oilers can stay in business. It may be another big oil companies are bad plot, but it really shows that, especially in a world populated by cars, pollution and climate change are still relevant issues that some are taking the steps to change.
Greatest moment! After today, everyone will race back to gasoline. And we, the owners of the world's largest untapped oil reserve, will become the most powerful cars in the world.
Number 8. Racism and Colonialism, Pocahontas. Pocahontas was a very mixed bag in the eyes of critics, but it does do an admirable job at showing the hazards of colonialism between two feuding peoples. The English settlers arrive in the New World and claim it as their own, and no indigenous savages will take it away from them. Meanwhile, the native tribe is threatened by these white demons invading their home, and the tribe is prepared to fight for their land.
Great Powhatan, I will lead our warriors to the river and attack. We will destroy these invaders the way we destroyed the Massawomics.
Until our leading couple can end the war, neither side is willing to make peace with the other. As far as both sides are concerned, difference is just another word for evil, which unfortunately is a concept that hasn't truly gone away.
what is it?
It's Smith! They got him!
Who got him?
The savages!
Savages?
They captured him!
Number 7. Intellectual Impairment, Finding Dory.
See, I suffer from short-term memory loss.
Short-term memory loss? I don't believe this.
No, it's true. I forget things almost instantly. It runs in my family. Well, I mean, at least I think it does.
When we first met the lovable Dory in Finding Nemo, we saw her complications with her short-term memory loss, but it was used more for laughs. But the sequel Finding Dory brings a more serious light to her forgetfulness while she continuously searches for her forgotten parents.
And I can't, and I try, but my thoughts, they leave my head and ideas change, and I've forgotten you, and I'm so sorry.
Dory, don't you dare be sorry.
Her impairment can be challenging to work around, but it's even more difficult when surrounded by those who don't understand that she doesn't think as others do. But she never lets it bother her. More importantly, the film demonstrates that the best way to help someone with a mental impairment is with acceptance and patience, and to trust that they'll overcome any obstacle as only they can.
You found us, and you know why you found us? Because you remembered. You remembered in your own amazing Dory way.
Number 6. Child Custody and Loss. Lilo and Stitch.
Family means nobody gets left behind. But if you want to leave, you can. I'll remember you, though. I remember everyone that leaves.
With their parents' tragic death, Lilo's older sister Nani is left to be her guardian. But a social worker threatens to separate them if the home environment seems unsafe. Lilo's estranged behavior doesn't help, but it's not her fault. Losing her parents at such a young age left a huge mark on her emotionally and mentally.
Do you not understand? Do you want to be taken away? Answer me!
No!
Outside of the heartwarming story of our titular misfits coming together to become best friends, part of the film's success stems from its mature, realistic portrayal of a broken family and the effects that loss can have on children and young adults. But they make sure that no one gets left behind, including their newest family member, Stitch.
Ohana means family. Family means nobody
gets left behind.
Or forgotten.
Number 5. Death. Coco. It only seemed fitting considering how the whole film is set during Dia de Muertos, an entire holiday dedicated to paying tribute to and remembering those we have lost. Death is usually a taboo subject in films for younger audiences, and is usually shown as something to be feared. Disney's been guilty of this multiple times.
Hector!
However, Coco acknowledges that it's an unavoidable subject that viewers must learn about no matter how young they are. Understanding the concept may just help them accept it when it eventually comes. Not only that, but the film also makes it clear that there is a fate worse than death, being forgotten or unwanted by those you loved in life.
Though I have to travel far, remember me.
Number 4. Mental Health. Inside Out.
After all, Riley's 11 now. What could happen?
The buddy comedy plot between Joy and Sadness teaches the value of respecting your teammates, but there was one very important message behind the film: the importance of mental health. Joy only wants 11-year-old Riley to be happy, but denying her a chance to be sad only makes things worse. And when both Sadness and Joy are out of commission, Riley slowly falls into a lonely, bitter depression.
I want my old friends and my hockey team. I want to go home.
This perfectly demonstrates the hazards of not only bottling up your feelings, but also suppressing even one of them. It's perfectly fine to be sad, and you should always be able to express your feelings. Letting them out may be the best way to keep your mind perfectly balanced and find inner peace.
In the backyard where you used to play.
Spring Lake, where you learned to skate.
Number 3. Warped religious ideas and radicalism. The Hunchback of Notre Dame. If it weren't for the gargoyles, there is no way this could be classified as a kids' movie. Judge Claude Frollo considers himself a righteous and pure minister of justice who can do no wrong. He's pretty much lying to himself, as not only does he hold extreme prejudice against the vulgar sinners beneath him, but he has no qualms with sexually lusting after younger women, wrongfully imprisoning citizens, mass genocide and murder, and even infanticide, all while arrogantly claiming that everything he does is in God's will.
What are you doing?
I was just imagining a rope around that beautiful neck.
Unfortunately, there are people like Frollo who take advantage of their position of power for their own needs in the worst ways. Thankfully, they almost always get what's coming to them.
This fire in my skin, this burning desire.
Number 2. Rampant consumerism and climate change. WALL-E. Along with being a visual spectacle able to tell a compelling story with little dialogue, WALL-E really set the bar high for Pixar in terms of social commentary. The whole film is set in a post-apocalyptic future where rampant consumerism and environmental pollution has gotten so bad that the Earth has become uninhabitable, forcing all humans to evacuate into a space colony and become complacent while robots try and fail to clean up the mess. This was a definite eye-opener for anyone of any age about the dangerous road humanity is traveling down if it doesn't shape up. Unfortunately, WALL-E won't always be there to give us a hand. Disney and Pixar movies have worthwhile lessons no matter what age you are. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions that really opened our eyes.
Mother knows best. Take it from your mumsy. On your own, you won't survive. Sloppy, underdressed, immature, clumsy, please. They'll eat you up alive.
The 4 clans gathering.
The presentation
of the suitor.
Or go away. Under tremendous public pressure and the crushing financial burden of an ever-mounting series of lawsuits, the government quietly initiated the Superhero Relocation Program.
And beyond. Now, you gotta promise to take good care of these guys.
Scaring isn't enough anymore.
But kidnapping children?
I'll kidnap 1,000 children before I let this company die, and I'll silence anyone who gets in my way.
Number 1. Racism, Sexism, and Prejudice. Zootopia.
I, Nicholas Wilde, promise to be brave, loyal, helpful, and trustworthy.
Even though you're a fox.
Even in a world where animals can live in harmony, no one is safe from facing the divide that prejudice causes. Predators are put into the unfair stereotype of being deceitful, savage killers.
I mean, it's not like a bunny could go savage.
Right, but a fox could, huh?
And even our heroine Judy is scoffed at for being a bunny cop. A female bunny cop, no less. With Disney's target audience being much younger, they usually have to teach the terrors of bigotry either in a black and white manner like with Pocahontas, or as an analogy, such as The Fox and the Hound. But with Zootopia, they managed to hit all the right notes about prejudice.
You said there were 14 missing mammal cases.
So?
So I can handle one. You probably forgot, but I was top of my class at the academy.
Didn't forget. Just don't care.
Sir, I'm not just some token bunny.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.